Okay, well, we had some fun with a corpse last time, I guess. Let's check out number 2. My result was 2, huh? 2. Its power is a hair's breadth stronger than 1. Unfortunately, it's not nearly enough to win. In the end, is that all I'm capable of? I swallowed the curse words of regret and frustration deep within my chest. In despair, I tried to forget about the memories of my past life. You know, it's funny how the dice roll is in the context, if you remember, it's in the context of beating another prisoner, because technically in that scene we were in a prison. They're playing a dice game, but the other person rolled a 6 anyway, so we can't really win no matter what number we get. Maybe that's, thematic. Like you'll never win, in any of these routes. That's kind of the point, maybe, is the idea. All right. The second psycho, or psycho number 2. That girl clutching at a yearning. To be honest, she looks like an office lady. Yeah, I don't know. That's what she looks like to me. But like, at least in this visual novel, it seems like Betoro is always the same age. Right? He's always a second-year high school student. Sprouting from the depths of misfortune with a one-way ticket to death. So I'm just thinking, because in the previous game, Ben Haraflesia, the main character actually seemed to have, been in different stages of his life. Right? Sometimes he's in school, sometimes he's working. But she will lead you to ruin. So I don't know. Are we possibly dating an older lady this time? I don't know. Now the die is cast. At least that's what it seems. I don't know. She just looks, it's because of her like clothes. She just looks like, not a high school student. Basically. Maybe a teacher. Maybe a nurse. That's kind of a trope. I don't know. But my name is Metaro. I'm just a normal second-year student attending a private high school. Not a public one, a private one, apparently. Which is weird, because, I don't know. I guess the definitions are kind of different in... I know the definition is different in Europe. I don't know how it is in the rest of the world. But in Canada, private means like, private institution, right? Not funded by the government. You have to pay for the tuition yourself. Public means like it is funded by the government and generally free for the public, basically. That's why it's called public schools, is the idea. But I know apparently the definition is different in Europe. Like private is actually funded by the government, and public means the opposite, it seems like, or something like that. I can't remember exactly what the differences were. But anyway, I just wonder how it is in Japan. So when he says private high school, does he mean that it is funded by the government, or it is like actually funded by like a corporation instead? It's like, that there's a difference there. Usually private schools, at least here in Canada, I think North America in general, usually means like you're well-to-do, right? You're rich, basically. I mean, not rich, but your parents have enough money to put you in a school that's privately funded, instead of like by the government. Whereas, like anybody can join. Like, usually, not usually, but depending on where you are, can include a lot of people who are from a poor background, right? And I mean, that's the school where I went. And so, I don't know. I mean, there's definitely some different challenges that happen, when you have a bunch of students that are coming from a lower socio-economic background. But anyway, too much of a tangents. Anyway, I don't have any particular skills. My grades are merely average. I'm one of those people who are lacking personality and individuality. Individuality. Speaking of which, right now my classmates are working their heads with their career paths after graduation. We're still second years though. I think it's a bit early to be thinking about our future. Everyone's studying seriously. No one's stupid enough to do anything to stand out from the crowd because they're worried about getting a black mark on the school report. I'm the same, but I don't think there's anybody thinking about the future. Anyways, I don't know where to begin to think about the future. And therefore, I just live each day as it comes. Today, tomorrow, and early in the years ahead. I don't know. I'm just reading it silly because it's literally the same lines for each route. Always starts the same. But today is the start of a new semester. I arrived at school with plenty of time to spare. Entered the classroom, took my seat, and began reading the rest of my light novel. Well, light novel. I bought this the day before yesterday, and it's quite interesting. It's about this isekai. It's about this dude who gets run over by a truck, and then he goes into a different world, and he gets a big harem, and it's escapism, like, what's the word? I forget what the word is. Escapism, not self-fulfilling. What's the word? I got it, and I lost it again. Wish fulfillment, that's the word. Wish fulfillment, medieval fantasy or whatever. Anyway, the story is a typical amnesia story. A boy who has lost his memory is offered a drink, lot, by an unfamiliar girl. As the story progresses, more and more is revealed about the girl and boy's past. At the moment her darkness is revealed, the girl always puts on that crazy face, and the boy meets an unfortunate fate. That sounds like a typical sharing game. It's quite an eccentric tale, but it's quite interesting too. What that reminds me of actually is Torigago, actually. What was it? What's the full name again? Because I played it. Torikago 7 Days. It's made by LIB, who's known to have cooperated with Charon in the past. I wonder if that's a reference to that, maybe. So I don't know if the ulat was involved, or I don't know how to pronounce it actually. Ulat, I know it's French. Like milk, I guess. Milk tea, I don't know. Milk coffee. Among them, my favorite is a Bukoku girl called Rikana Millefiori. I think I get this reference. Okay, this is actually one of the sharing games, actually. She's a tsundere moe younger sister type of character with blonde twin tails. I remember. Yeah, okay, I remember. That's one of the older sharing games. Rikana-tan, I hope they make merchandise of you soon. I can't wait for it. Oi, can you hear me? You're not just ignoring me, are you? While absentmindedly thinking about 2D girls, as always, I was suddenly bumped on the shoulder by this, 2D girl, but that's not actually 2D in my world. In my universe, 2D girls that appear 2D are not 2D to me, I guess. It's weird, It's not always weird how about, like, whenever, like, a TV show watches, like, a TV show, it's like, especially in, like, animation, right? Like, a person in an anime watching an anime, like, how does the anime look to them when their world is also an anime, right? So, anyway, I was just about to get to the good part. What the heck? Don't spoil my fun. You're reading something weird again. You're really into that kind of stuff, aren't you? These so-called yanderes. Yo, you're early, Metro. This is your morning super otaku time routine? It seems like the lower number we get, the more of a outcast we are, Like, in terms of the routes, like, the more and more lower we get, the more, like, we're just like a loser nerd. But I turned around and there they were, my childhood friend, Nana and Yukimaru. Metro, you're not popular because you only read that weird stuff. Nana scowled at me as I was looking at something dirty. Do you really have to act like it's so disgusting? She's a normie through and through. Who doesn't understand hobbies like mine is hard on otakus like me. I'm an anime otaku. Well, isn't that alright? As for me, I like One Piece too, The One Piece. The One Piece is real! Huh? That's completely different. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about those disgusting big-eyed cutesy ones, Shonen anime are totally mainstream nowadays. It's just, it's when guys look at, like cutesy moe anime about slice-of-life anime girls doing anime girl things. That's the weird stuff, I guess. And there it is. One Piece is okay, but moe stuff is not acceptable. This woman is my complete opposite. Yukimaru is rather tolerant of moe, but Nana can't handle it at all. We're friends who met in middle school. When we were in middle school, Nana, Yukimaru, and I used to hang out together. I remember my parents used to get mad at me for playing until late at night every day. I'm not the mischievous kid I was back then, I'm now more of an indoor otaku type who's immersed in the world of 2D. While I was thinking about the past, the chime rang. Oops, is that time already? Those two rabble-rousers, as well as their classmates, took their seats at once. Interesting. It seems like, the difference in this route is that Yukimaru and Nana are not our childhood friends, even though they usually are. They're actually just friends from middle school, so less of a bond, I feel like, maybe. As homeroom begins, the classroom is silent. So it's begun. When I looked up, I noticed an unfamiliar woman next to the teacher. Who's that? She looks too mature to be a transfer student. Yeah, that's what I was saying. She looks like an office lady. I mean, she's not even wearing a uniform. Starting from today, we have a new temporary teaching assistant. She'll be observing everyone's classes, so be nice to her. My name is Psycho. I'll be working in this class as a teacher in training starting from today. Until my last day here. Excuse me, got something in my throat. Until my last day here, I'm hoping to get to know you all a lot. I know I'm not the best, but please take care of me. Wow, what a beautiful person. I could feel all the boys in the class gasping in awe of her beauty. Just the idea of having such a beautiful woman in the same room starting from day is enough to get me hyped up. I thought you liked 2D girls, Metro. Have you betrayed your 2D waifu? What the heck? And so, starting today, the exciting class under the watchful eye of a beautiful woman began. Self-study time. My homeroom teacher is not in the classroom. Right now, the teaching assistant's wandering around the classroom watching over everyone's self-study. Normally, everyone does whatever they want because their homeroom teacher isn't there. Well, it's understandable that everyone's nervous when a beautiful woman is watching them like this. Hey you, what's her name? How do I pronounce it? While the whole class was quietly studying, Psycho-sensei spoke to me in a whisper. Huh? Why me? Did I do something wrong? I didn't do anything to offend her, I hope. Namae wa Metoro. Actually, I don't know how you would say, like, I guess, yeah, you would just say, like, Namae wa Metoro desu. I don't know, something like that. My name is Metoro, ma'am. Flustered for a moment, I gave an honest answer. Ara, is that so? I knew it. Psycho-sensei smiled at me as if relieved by something. I don't know what the issue is. I can't read Sensei's mind at all. Listen, I need to talk to you. I was wondering if you could come down to the staff room at lunchtime. Oh, could it be? A private consultation with the teacher? This is illegal? Lunch break. I was standing in front of the staff room door. I'm nervous because I don't come to the staff room very often. When I fearfully opened the door, the teacher who received me was smiling and waving at me. From her cheerfulness, it doesn't sound like bad news. So that's good at least. Mechan, it's so good to see you again. I'm so happy to meet you. Mechan? I've been wanting to see you for a long time, Mechan. That's why I came back. Do you remember me? Apparently, the teacher and I had met before. But where and when exactly? I have absolutely no recollection of this. Where did I meet such a beautiful woman? She knew my name and calls me by nickname, Mechan. Looks like we're more than just mere acquaintances. Oh, yo, Rikanama Fiori from Charon's previous game. No, I'm saying, who are you? Oh, don't rack your brains too hard about it. We even played together for a bit as kids back in the day, remember? The correct answer is Mechan's future fiancé, Psycho Onechan. Of course you remember, don't you? Oh, you don't remember? Fiancé? What the hell is she talking about? There's no way I've become so intimate with a woman without knowing it. Psycho Onechan. With this name in mind, let's jog my memory once again. Okay, older girl. Now, how old? How much older is she? Is what I'm wondering. Anyway, Mechan, I love you. When I grow up, I'm going to be a teacher, so I'm going to go to Tokyo. When I become a teacher, I'll teach you a lot, Mechan. Goodbye for now, but I'll be back for sure. So remember me, and don't forget me, okay? Promise me, it's a promise. Ah, I remember. Isn't Psycho the girl whom I used to play with in neighborhood park when I was in elementary school? I think it was a promise that when she became a teacher in the future, you'd come back to teach me, who had bad grades. You remember, didn't you? I'm so glad. I'm back, Mei-chan. My beloved psycho Ne-chan's come back to our hometown. This is a very convenient backstory, You come back as an adult, Psycho. I once again checked her out from head to toe. She was cute back then, but now that she's an adult, she seems to have gotten more beautiful and ladylike. So such a perfect person actually exists in real life. 2D can't compete. Hooray for 3D! Traitor! Fucking... Hey, what are you staring at? By any chance, is it here? Psycho peevishly pointed at her giant cleavage. Wow, such big opai. I felt like I shouldn't be staring, so I looked away from her ample bosom. Psycho giggled happily. Was that too stimulating for a boy? Your voice is turning red. You haven't changed at all, Mei-chan. You're still the cute, earnest, and shy boy I remember. Oh, Ne-chan is so happy for you. Oh, but you're a bit more naughty and lewd now, aren't you? You didn't have to say that, Psycho. I heard from your homeroom teacher that Mei-chan's studying hard now. That he's got a good head on his shoulders. Oh, that's amazing, but it's kind of a shame. That means you can do it without me teaching you, right? No, not at all. You don't have to be honest. I can tell when you're hiding something. But yes, if that's the case, how about I give you special lessons in non-academic subjects? How about some private tutoring? Okay, this is just like a porn plot. Which, in every sharing game will inevitably, inevitably, I can't say that word, inevitably be deconstructed, and, I guess we'll see. I must have lost a few years of life from hearing those words full of hidden meaning, and I returned to the classroom in a daze. How about I give you special lessons in non-academic subjects? Non-academic subjects, what could that be? I don't know, like, maybe she's gonna teach you how to golf? I don't know. Teach you how to golf. Swing a golf club. Bull? Bull. No, I can't concentrate on my studies like this. I don't want to be able to sleep at night. I'm too excited. So, spill it. What was the private consultation all about, Metro? Yukimaru was excited as hell and asked for more details. By the way, I met Yukimaru when I was in middle school, so I don't know anything about him before that. I explained that we knew each other from childhood and that we had reunited after several years. Wow, so you knew her, that teaching assistant? Nana, who had been silent on the sidelines thus far, spoke up. What, so she's been listening on us all along? Seriously, what a coincidence. So these things do happen. So what's the age difference between Sensei and us? I think we're about 5 years apart in age, if I recall. What's the law again of age of consent? Anyway. Actually, how old are they? Like second year of high school? What is that? I have no idea. I can't really do the math. I'm gonna Google it actually. How old are you when you're in the second year of high school? Google, tell me. Around 15 or 16. I guess let's just say 16, I guess. So we're 16. Sensei is 21, I guess. There's a bit of an age gap. I mean, I don't know what the laws are of age consent in Japan. It's actually a what's the word? A myth, I guess, or misnomer. I can't remember, but technically, the age of consent in Japan, people always reference it as like 12 or something, like really low. But technically, that's not really the actual practical age of consent. I think in most prefectures and most cities in Japan, it's actually 18. They have their own like laws, within their own like prefectures, I guess, or something like that. So the actual age of consent is not 12. It's always, people always reference it, but like it's a myth, right? It's like it's technically the law, but it's not actually the law. It's weird. They just never changed it, but the actual laws in the actual like populations is definitely usually 18 as far as I know. At least maybe in Tokyo. I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyway, we're in high school now, so I guess that Psycho's just got her teaching license very recently. So it's been quite a few years since you've last seen each other. Wouldn't your face have changed a lot? Certainly. Your face still looks a bit. Yeah, you're certainly. I can't speak. Certainly, your face still looks a bit from when you were smaller, but it's hard to tell at a glance. If it were me, I probably would be able to recognize you after so long. Well, these guys do have a point, but we recognize each other, and that's that. That must be proof of how strong the bond between us was, even after several years of being apart. Maybe it's fate. I'm jealous that you get to be so close to such a beautiful teacher. Hey, Metoro, introduce me too. Die. Shine. Nana announced her descent, wrapping Yukimaru roughly in the back. Ouch, that hurts. I don't know if she was actually annoyed or not, but she was sure using a lot of force. It must hurt like hell. Sorry, it's just a joke, Nana-sama. You're 100 times cuter. Next time, I'll kill you for sure. Yukimaru's desperate apology was in vain, as Nana continued to vent her anger on him. It looks like they don't get along, but this is normal for them. It means they have a healthier friendship. We've always been like this for each other. It's true. There's no way I'd be indulging in anything other than Nana, right, Metoro? No, that'd be troublesome for me. I ain't got nothing to do with this. I'm tired of hearing your lies. If you still got the energy to lie. Although we're not dating, the three of us are still close-knit friends. We're not. That's a weird way to say that. It's like we're all dating, like each other, all three of us. I don't know. Anyway, I mean, I guess it would be polyamorous. I guess let's call them polyamorous, right? Anyway, dusk. Everyone's already left school. On the other hand, I was sitting on a bench reading the rest of my light novel, waiting for Psycho. Rikana-tan is great, but Hayano Kafeyulat-chan sure is cute too. She's a complex heroine who can hardly be described with a single term like yandere or menhara, meaning mentally ill, I guess, slang word for that. Her appeal crosses genre conventions. If I had to pick one, I'd say psychopath, I suppose. Just like this game, Dice Psycho. Hey, Mechen, what's that book you're reading? Psycho popped up from right behind me. When did you come up from behind me? Sensei, are you a spy? I showed her the cover of the book as she sat down next to me. Mixore Refrain. I've never heard of it. I didn't know you liked this sort of thing, Mechen. After staring into my eyes, Sensei nodded. Well, shall we go now? To Sensei's house. I want to talk with Mechen. It's been so long since we last had a talk. Psycho let me into her car and drove me to her place. I don't know if you could just so casually just enter as like a high school student into like an adult's like car and go to her house, but I mean I guess she's not a complete stranger. I think it's okay. You probably should confirm it with our parents. Anyway, come in, sit wherever you like, okay? Without Psycho, headed towards the kitchen. Left alone in the living room, I sat down on a large 3-seater sofa. Wow, what a soft and luxurious sofa. Psycho's place was on the upper floor of a tower apartment building. The house was quite spacious and seemed comfortable to live in. Didn't it cost a lot of money to buy a nice apartment like this? This residence alone was proof enough that Psycho led a wealthy life. Here you go. It's iced peach tea. I prepared some special tea leaves just for you, Mechen. Please try it. I worked up a bit of a sweat today, so I'm going to take a shower. Just give me a moment and I'll be done in a jiffy. Psycho-sensei served me a cup of tea and then headed for the bathroom. Well, come to think of it, I am quite thirsty, in both senses of the word. Much appreciated. Since I came all the way here, I might as well try the tea. As I drank a gulp down my throat, a cool peach flavor spread over my tongue. Yummy. I wonder what this is made of. Is this the kind of iced tea that fashionable adults drink? The kind you see in coffee shops. I've only ever drunk green tea and oolong tea. I couldn't help but be impressed by the unknown world of tea that suddenly opened up to me. In the midst of the silence, the sound of running water in the shower was plainly audible. Wow, it's kind of erotic to listen to like water running. Running water is very erotic. Now that I calmed down a bit, I realize I'm in quite a crazy situation, aren't I? Don't think of it, I followed her as if it was natural to do so, but I just realized this is the first time I come to a woman's house. No, I don't have any ulterior motives or anything, I promise. But even just thinking about it, somehow or another, I just get nervous and fidgety. Sensei's still at it, using shampoo and cleaning her body with soap. Crazy. What's going to happen when she comes back? Of course, nothing will happen, silly. I just can't stop the mental chatter in my head. At that moment, my eyes suddenly fell on the dice on the table. I took one in my hand and rolled it around in my palm. Why is it that when I do this, a wave of nostalgia washes over me? I wonder why. Oh, thanks for waiting. But, were you playing with those? You know, those dice are quite nostalgic. My friend gave them to me. Isn't it a pretty color? It's made from a blue ore. What's it called again? Sensei snuggled up next to me and gently rested her hand on mine. The fragrance of shampoo lingered on her damp hair. Did you know? The top and bottom sides of a die always add up to 7. You know, a long time ago in some faraway country, 2 prisoners on death row were making a bet for a chance to escape. You roll the dice and whoever gets the biggest roll wins. The loser becomes the bait to let the winner escape. Sounds familiar. One was an ordinary single man. The other was a father with a wife and child waiting at home. Which one do you think should win, Mechan? Well, I don't know. Tough decision. It's kind of like, obviously the father at least has a family waiting for him, so like, that's important. But depends if the father was a good father, you know? Like if they were like an abusive father, for example, maybe you don't want them to win. And the single man, obviously, you know, has no one waiting for him, but that's kind of sad in itself, right? So maybe you feel bad for him. So maybe you want him to win. I don't know. I don't think this choice matters. I don't know. I guess I would choose the father. Well, I suppose general opinion is that a life of family weighs more than a single life. Shouldn't both lives have equal value? Actually, you know, there's no continuation to that story. Maybe in the future it might be made. Rumble. My stomach rumbled loudly. So embarrassing. Oh my goodness. Just wait a minute, I'll prepare dinner right away. To think of it, I didn't have anything for lunch, did I? Jessie giggled as she put on her apron and headed for the kitchen. I wonder how long it's going to take, if she just started preparing now. I feel like I'm getting sleepy. I'm gonna go lie down for a bit. Okay, flashback. Mechan, I love you. When I grow up, I'm gonna be a teacher, so I'm gonna go to Tokyo. When I become a teacher, I'll teach you a lot, Mechan. It's goodbye for now, but I'll be back for sure. So remember me, and don't forget me, okay? Promise me. It's a promise. Okay. Well, I guess I'll save the game. I should know where to save it over here. So, I mean, this is important. Do we remember the 21st night of September? Or do we like, maybe not. Yeah, I'll absolutely not forget. You know, don't forget your childhood friends, ever. Apparently, I dozed off for a bit. Good morning. Are you awake? Mechan, you must be tired. But don't worry, you won't have to feel that tired anymore. Sensei's gentle voice was tinged with a bit of eeriness. Gradually, my vision became clearer and clearer. Remember how I told you I'd teach you something that's not related to study? When I saw what Sensei was holding in her hand, my face tensed up. The wire-like thing that stretched out from her hand was coiled around my neck. There's so many things I want to teach you, Mechan. What is this? She's gonna kill me? The wire wrapped around my neck was gradually tightening. Turns out, she was Agent 47 this entire time. She takes off her wig. Turns out, she has an assassination target. Sensei smirked as I felt my mouth open wide. I'll snatch it all away from you, because I'm a bad girl. The wire tightened around my neck with tremendous force. Barely conscious, I desperately struggled to stop Sensei. Sensei, everything that you loved, I'll snatch it all away from you. However, my resistance was already futile. Eventually, my strength left my arms and I faded into unconsciousness. Oh. It didn't true. Good work, Agent 47. Silent assassin rating, I guess. People change over time, you know? Like a promise we made like a long time ago. We're not gonna remember that. Okay. Wake up, Mitchen, rise and shine. You'll catch a cold if you sleep there. Sorry to keep you waiting, but dinner's ready. It's done already. Wow, it's true, it smells so good. I put myself up to look at the table. Delicious looking dishes were spread on top of it. Wow, it looks good and the aroma is elegant and salivating. It's clear even to an amateur like me. This must be absolutely delicious. Sensei, you're awesome. You're even a great cook. She's a beautiful teacher, she's nice, and she's a good cook. Full of talent, she's the best. Hey, try it before it gets cold. It's been a while since I've served for anyone, so I'd love to hear what you think. It's very delicious, Sensei. Thanks, I made it on short notice with whatever I had on hand. I'm glad to your liking. Sensei was looking at me happily as I stuffed my face with food. Huh, Sensei doesn't have any dishes in front of her. I'm the only one who's silently eating. Don't you want some too, Sensei? Sensei's not very hungry, so don't you worry about it. Now that's very suspicious. But more than that, I'm delighted just watching Mei-chan eat with a satisfied look on his face. Mei-chan, I love you. Whoa. My chopsticks fell on my hand from the impact of that sudden confession. Yeah, I'm sure that was a hallucination. It's too shocking to be 3D. But it's not like she's a two-dimensional girl. Only 2D girls would say something like that. Only 2D, I guess. I love you, Mei-chan. Did you hear me or just ignoring me? She said it again. This person, she actually said it again. You didn't have to say it twice. Sensei, it's too much for my poor virgin heart. You must be surprised, weren't you? You're so honest with your feelings, it's weird. I was more cool and reserved in the past, but now I can express my feelings to you directly like this. Surprising, isn't it? I'm gonna be a teacher. Do you remember that? That time I was studying very hard and didn't have time for other things. That's how much I've changed. That's how happy I am to see you again. Nostalgic, isn't it? I miss having dinner with you like this. Huh? Have I ever had dinner with you before? I used to play with Psycho and Nichan at the neighborhood park, but I don't think our families were involved with each other. No, it might just be me. I'm sure I've just forgotten. They say that people forget some memories as they get older. As I was treated to a delicious meal, Sensei and I had a great time talking about the past. The time spent with Sensei passes by in a blink of an eye. As it's getting late, it's finally time to call it a day. The sky was completely dark and it was no longer the time for children to go out. She couldn't let me walk by myself at night, so Sensei drove me to a place very close to my house. Well, be careful, and don't oversleep tomorrow because I'd be sad if it was Sensei's fault. I'm just kidding. See you tomorrow, or see you again tomorrow, Mei-chan. Sensei smiles mischievously as if teasing me. Hey, Mei-chan. Do you want to come to Sensei's house tomorrow too? Of course I'll come, I replied. I answered immediately. I had fun and wanted to see her again. I felt sad when I had to go. It wasn't just me. She also looked a bit sad when we parted. It's only a brief separation, but we're already acting like a couple who can't bear to be apart even for a second. Technically, Sensei shouldn't be having this close a relationship, with a student. Anyway, year 20XX, April. XX City, XX Prefecture. The body of an unidentified woman was found. According to the police, the body's age is unknown. Its height is 165 centimeters. No belongings were found on the body and it was completely naked. Although the corpse was identified as a woman from her physical appearance, her body was damaged beyond recognition. Her head had been cut off and taken away. The breast and lower abdomen had been gouged out of her torso. The police are currently investigating the identity of the body and cause of death, suspecting it to be a homicide. I wonder why we were told that. Well, under the deep blue starry sky, a woman illuminated by the twinkling stars was talking with a girl. How unusual. I thought you weren't coming today. Look, what a beautiful moon. Don't you think it's a perfect night for us to have a secret talk? I guess so. I can't tell what's on your mind if you don't say anything. Is there anything you want to talk about? Why? How can you tell? Is my face that easy to read? Yes, indeed. Don't make light of adults who live longer than you know. Well, I suppose you're right. There's someone I hate so much I want to kill them. You certainly picked a very dangerous topic. I was just jealous at first. That person, I respected them. They encouraged me when I was down, and supported me when I wanted to do something. But strangely enough, I wasn't happy about it, and inwardly I began to suspect that they were making fun of me. And then, I don't even want to look at their face anymore. As I went further and further down in despair, that person continued to climb up in life. The more achievements they got, the more miserable I became. And so you wanted to kill them? Yes. It's not fair. Even though we started from the same place, only they got anything. I couldn't get any results at all. I wanted to be happy too. I wanted to be born and raised in a favorable environment and a loving family like them. It's not that simple. Wishing for someone else's misfortune doesn't make you happy, you know? I know that. Don't you understand how foolish it is to try to drag others down by wishing misery on them? Do you really think that person wasn't trying hard as well? There are no shortcuts to glory. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. Anyone who's successful has gotten there by putting in no small amount of effort. I disagree. But anyway, depends. But I'm trying my best too. I'm sorry, but there's no guarantee in life that your efforts will be rewarded. Now that is true. You know, we always think society is a meritocracy, but like it's not at all, actually. In order not to put that effort to waste, you must change your approach. Do not frown upon your fate and stop turning away from it. If you do, the one who'll be empty-handed is you. But that's no one was there to teach me. That person only lended their full support to me, but no advice. They told me everything I was doing was right, so... By the time you realize, you've already come to a point where there's no turning back, right? You're so obsessed with them. Do you like that person? No, I don't. I hate them. I really hate them. Well, if that's the case, then those feelings of yours must be a lie too, right? Your feelings of jealousy toward that person too. Your wish is to be happy too. What you really wish for is a brutal demise of being engraved into memory. Okay. Wonder... I don't know, I guess we'll see. Because, yeah, there's that murder victim, and now Sensei, and is successful. I don't know, I guess what's going to happen. I don't know what happened. After class, I waited in the classroom for Psycho Sensei to arrive. I was thinking so much about yesterday that class seemed to fly by. Soon I'm going to have dinner at Sensei's house. I'm so excited to be able to enjoy Sensei's homemade food again. It's nice to have something to look forward to at the end of the day. By the way, yesterday's dishes were really creative and delicious. Sensei, I can't wait for you to come soon enough. Reading my light novel is a good way to kill time. No matter how long the wait, I've got enough reading material to wait it out. This reality is a fiction, so if I destroy it and become God, it won't take me long to change the whole world. Ichiko Ulatan, you're such a scary girl. Ichiko Ulatan. Even if you have to kill someone to get to the person you love. Is this the so-called true love? Nagi-satan is really cute though. Yo, Metaro, what's up? Oh, he's reading something weird again. How creepy. While I was reading my light novel, Yukimaru and Nana approached me. Shit. I was so engrossed in reading that I didn't even notice them coming up to me. Hey, Metaro, you're not busy today, right? Are you coming to the arcade with us? Yukimaru invites me to play in his usual manner. But unfortunately, I've already made arrangements to go to Sensei's house. Hey, you're going too, right? We haven't played together in a while. You should hang out with us a bit. Who'd go with people like you? No. Sorry, today is a little... Why, you can't go? What's the matter? No, isn't that fine? If anything, it's convenient, I think. Nana was in a bad mood, but this is also perfectly normal for her. I know Nana is fond of Yukimaru, so my presence will be only a hindrance. Sheesh, don't need to be so roundabout about it. Just hook up already. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, in this route, they have not hooked up yet, apparently. Well, I'm happy enough to be alone with Yukimaru. Doesn't matter if that guy's here or not. Oh, how nice of you, Nana-chan. Let's go play together. I don't want him around. He can rot in hell for all I care. Yukimaru? Sorry, why don't you go on ahead without me? Nana nodded curtly and walked out of the classroom. Metaro, you. Yukimaru chuckles and whispers in my ear. You found yourself a girlfriend, didn't you? Who do you think I am? You can't hide it from me. I'm the biggest womanizer in the school. No, I don't care if you say it so proudly. It's a disgraceful title, no matter how you look at it. The relationship between Sensei and I, we're not exactly a couple, but indeed, Yukimaru, you're more or less on the money. So, spit it out. Who's the lucky girl? I promise I won't tell Nana, so tell me. I wasn't sure if I should tell the truth, but I've known the guy a long time. No way I'm gonna tell Nana, but it would be strange to hide it from Yukimaru. So I decided to tell him the whole story. And nothing will go wrong from this at all. From this thing that we did. I came to visit Sensei's house again. I was treated to another delicious meal. I've told Yukimaru everything, so I don't feel particularly guilty about my relationship with Sensei right now. From an outsider's viewpoint, they might see it as a forbidden love between a student and a teacher, but it's different. We've always known each other. It's still kind of illegal, though. You know, like, I don't know. I think there's the specific laws about this, I think. There's no way I could see Psycho Ne-chan as a stranger now. But I mean, the last time I checked, though, in Japan specifically, actually, it's a little sexist, you know, because the ages of consent is different depending on the gender, you know, because of ingrained Japanese culture surrounding gender norms. But, you know, I don't know if it's been changed or not, though. I think usually in the most modern cities like Tokyo, you know, it's not. As far as I know, there's no differences, but anyway, I don't know. I'm not sure. It's just the last time I checked, you know. There's like differences between whether you're like a boy or a girl, you know. Technically, if you're like a younger boy, if a younger woman, you know, the punishment is less technically because we see it as such as, you know, in Japanese society or whatever. But, you know, anyway. Yeah, there's no way I can see Psycho One-chan as a stranger now. Love. Yeah, this is probably love, I guess. I know I've been looking at her in a sexual way, but that's normal for a healthy high school boy, right? By the way, Sensei's house is so cozy. You'll never mind that. Even this humid summer, once I'm inside the air-conditioned room, it's so refreshing. Hey, Me-chan, thanks for waiting. What are you doing? I showed Sensei the cover of my light novel. Ooh, that again. You really like it, don't you? It's kind of comforting to have Me-chan reading a book next to me. You can stay here forever. Sounds good? It's not that I want you to do anything in particular. It's just that it makes me feel safe to be around you, so thank you, Me-chan. Sensei smiles serenely at me. It's not just me. It seems she also enjoyed her time with me. I feel much more at ease here than at home. A special place for the two of us where time flows slowly. Speaking of which, I've been thinking about it ever since I came to Sensei's house, but something smells sweet. I look at the corner of the room and notice a small planter with a blue flower in it. Oh, so this was the source of the scent. I didn't notice it at all when I was here before. Are you interested? It's a flower called rosemary. It smells good, doesn't it? A friend gave it to me before I moved here. You have to harvest the leaves and dry them as herbs to add to your cooking. You can also dry the flowers to make potpourri. Potpourri? 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 Potpourri. In Europe, they call it a rejuvenating herb because it makes the skin beautiful. Nice, isn't it? I really wish I could be young again. I'm about to turn a corner in my life. I better watch out for my skin. Apparently, it's a flower called rosemary. I better remember that name. Oh, it's already so late. Since I looked at the clock, it said in a lonely voice. It was already past 10 p.m. Generally speaking, I would be in trouble if I still hadn't come home by this hour. If I could, I'd stay here forever, because I enjoy spending time with Sensei and it makes me feel at ease. How about this? Hey, why don't you stay the night? You have a day off school tomorrow, so why not leisurely spend some time together? Oh, the sleepover event flag has been raised already? Hold on a second, I can't keep my head on straight. I'm in complete disarray. Hey, how about it, just for today? Sensei still wants to talk with Me-chan a lot more. Well, if you say so, it can't be helped. Yay, thanks, Me-chan. Well then, let's enjoy ourselves a lot tonight. Enjoy ourselves? Enjoy ourselves. What exactly do you mean by that? Well, you see, we're gonna play some board games. No, that's all. You gonna play some Battleship? Yeah. Oh shucks, you sunk my battleship. My heart is thumping faster and faster in my chest. As if to tease me, Sensei held out her arms as if waiting for me. Come on, Me-chan, just jump in here and I'll give you a big hug. I couldn't resist, so I plunged into her ample bosom. Yes. Sensei's arms clung to me tightly and I couldn't move. Amazing, she smells so good after her bath. Unable to go against the flow, I nuzzled my face into her spacious cleavage. What's it called? Like, motorboating? Is that what it's called? Anyway. What a place to relax in. Her boobs, her boobs, her opai, or is it called like mume? There's another word for boobs. I feel like, is it mume? I can't remember in Japanese. Her boobs are her booba are soft, warm, and they smell good. I could get enough of that nice smell, so I took in deep breaths. Inhale, exhale. Into her breast, I guess. No. Stop it, it tickles. Your breath is hot, Mei-chan. You're still hungry for more? Got it. Onei-chan will give you head pats, okay? There. Mei-chan's a good boy. Sensei patted my hair like she was scratching a dog's head. I remember. We used to do this often. I'm enveloped by warmth and a comforting voice. If I let my guard down, I'm gonna fall asleep at this rate. You know, I went through a lot of difficult times before I came back here. I was sad and cried every day until I met Mei-chan. But then when I saw Mei-chan's face, all that pain disappeared. I'm sorry, this isn't any of your business. Psycho Onei-chan suddenly seemed so weak and vulnerable. I gently stroked Psycho Onei-chan's head just as she'd done earlier. Are you worried about me? Well, thanks, Mei-chan. Some time passed as we stared at each other in silence. Mei-chan, let's kiss. You know, Sensei wanted to do this with Mei-chan after coming back here. Sensei's face got closer and closer. Will you comfort me? Sensei's lips came and I... Daga koto aru. This is illegal, you know. I think. I don't know. I mean, the age gap... I mean, once... you know, when Metaro is like older, he's at least 18, you know, it's not too bad, I think. How old is she if you were 18? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 23-ish. It's not too bad if he was older, but like, I don't know, anyway. Like, at least when they're both adults, it's a little bit more okay. You know, it's like the age gap, you know, the older you get, the less of the gap matters for, you know, both parties, but anyway. I don't know. I mean, usually you would just accept a kiss, right? Or would you refuse a kiss? I don't know. Daga kotowaru. I refused. No, get a grip of yourself, Metaro. No matter how much we've known each other since we were kids and have feelings for each other, an illicit relationship between a teacher and a student won't be forgiven. So I rejected Sensei's lips. Mei-chan, so he can't? Why not? Is it because you don't like me? Sensei slumped her shoulders in disappointment. It has to be it. It's because you don't like me, right? No, I didn't mean... It's okay. You don't have to be so uptight. I feel better if you made it clear that you didn't want to do it. Sensei? As I thought. I'm not suitable. I'm not good enough. Sensei had a serious expression and was muttering something in a soft voice. I knew one day I would regret this. I was right. I should never have had any hope from the start. I'm thinking about this for a while now, but something smells funny. It kind of smells like gas. My god, Sensei, you opened the gas valve. It's such a lovely thing to die alone, my dear sweet Mei-chan. Won't you die with me? Okay. And thus we die of carbon dioxide poisoning, I think? Or, I'm not sure, actually. Taking you with me. It's like those old gas stoves, you know? People have died from that when they've malfunctioned, I think. Or at least caused, you know, brain damage. And anyway, right. You reject the Sensei, you die. Okay, fine, let's smooch. Smooch. I accepted the kiss. Mei-chan. Closing my eyes, my very soul is filled with a sweet aroma. I love you. Psycho-sensei. No, Psycho Onei-chan. I don't care which one it is anymore. Whether she's my teacher or not. Or whether she was my beloved older sister. Right now I can only see her as just a woman. I lost my virginity that night. Wow. In that one sentence. Amazing. That was quick. The memories of my childhood are somewhat vague. It's all a blur, something that fades with the passage of time. What kind of kid was I? I think I was quite naughty and always used to make my mother angry. That's about all I can remember. But there's something I can remember quite clearly. I remember that in elementary school, I was good friends with an older girl, and I used to play with her a lot. No family relationship, just a girl from the same neighborhood. Even so, she was a very important person. But she had to leave the city one day. I don't know if that's because of changing schools or something else. The only thing she told me was that she wanted to be a teacher. Her name was Psycho. The last night we spent together was the day of the festival. The midsummer sky was in full bloom. The loud bang, fireworks like petals scattered in the night sky. Do you remember, Mitchan? I was on my way home from school when I found an abandoned puppy. You said you were going to keep him, so you brought him home and your mom got mad at you for it. Well, something like that did happen. I've always had a weakness for cute, weak little things. If a puppy stares at me with eyes like that, I just couldn't leave it alone, can I? What happened to that puppy in the end? I don't know. I went over to check it out, but the next day, all I saw was a box and it was gone. I wonder, did someone pick it up? If it got picked up, I hope its new owner is someone nice. Indeed. Both ourselves and the puppy, we don't get to choose our parents or our owners. Hey, I wonder why the puppy's original owner did this. It's the same as killing it. I wonder if they throw away human children too. The living beings all the same. I mean, that does kind of happen. You know, that does kind of happen. You know. Especially if you can't get an abortion. I guess it's because they think taking care of it has become too troublesome. I wonder. I don't want to think about I don't want to think that people could be so quick to abandon a life. Maybe they just want to forget it all. Go somewhere, anywhere else. Well, drop the dice. Drop the die, I guess. It's a die, not a dice. I think. Is it like dice is plural for die, right? Or It's morning. When I opened my eyes, spread out before me was a pearly white skin tone. Huh? Ah, yes. Good thing the morning light, the magical morning light, has censored the naughty bits so that I don't get banned on YouTube, hopefully. The naked body of a woman without so much of a shred of clothing is in front of me. Huh? Yeah? Eh? Good morning, Mitchan. Did you sleep well? That's right. Right? I stayed over at Sensei's, didn't I? And then I got to bed at Sensei and I finally lost my virginity. Oh my god. I just remembering it makes me feel hot between my legs. What, are you remembering last night's events? Mitchan, you're so cute. You're so manly last night, Mitchan. You're wonderful. With a blush on her cheeks, the teacher twirls her finger on my back. You know, if the genders were reversed. You know, but anyway. Hey, why don't we go one more time before we go to school? We still got time. Sensei's sweet temptation makes my head woozy. Of course I want to do it. Yes, I really do. But if I did that, I'd definitely be late for school. If the teaching assistant and myself as soon were to arrive late to school together, people might gossip about us. And she'll get, fired and sent to prison. Okay then we have another sleepover, yeah? Sleepover, is that what you call it? It's just a sleepover, that's all. What? In other words, I'm invited to stay over again. I think it's not too much to say that Sensei and I are already like lovers. We were like fiancés who moved in together. I feel so fulfilled in life. It's so hard to imagine that in just a few days I was still living, it's hard to imagine that just a few days ago I was still living the otaku life. It's much better to be lovey-dovey with Sensei than wasting my time in my room reading light novels. Who cares about those 2D anime girls? Oh, by the way, I hadn't called my mom to let her know that I was staying at Sensei's house these 2 times. I checked my phone and saw that I received calls not only from my mom, but also from Yukimaru and Nana for some reason. Oh, I guess I'll just leave it for later. Don't worry about it. Sensei and I made small talk to the low rumble of the car's engine. Come to think of it, last night I had a dream about our past. It was a nostalgic, warm dream. Sensei was talking about her dreams for the future. It was a magical night, filled with the echoes of fireworks, the light reflecting off Sensei's glasses. I excitedly told my teacher about my dream. Fireworks. Sensei stared blankly ahead. I didn't see any fireworks. Oh yeah, that happened, didn't it? I felt a little out of sync with Sensei. Suspicious. I thought the events of that day were an important memory for us. Maybe for Sensei it wasn't such a big deal? They were beautiful, weren't they? The fireworks. A special night when Sensei talked to me about her dreams of the future. Let's go see them again, shall we? Wait, huh? Glasses? Sensei, what happened to your glasses? You're not wearing glasses. Oh, but maybe she's wearing contact lenses right now, right? Maybe, yeah. Yeah, that's totally it, that's all. Probably that must be it. Yeah. Even a lot of students wear them these days. I didn't see you take off your contact lenses out or put them on, though. I'm sure she did it when I wasn't looking. Yeah, no, it's probably when taking her. It's probably when she was taking care of her feminine hygiene, I guess. I don't know. Does eyesight ever recover? Does stay bad forever? Maybe she got a laser eye surgery. That's all, right? I've heard of a surgery called LASIK that restore eyesight, but I thought I heard that the success rate was success rate was very low. Is it? Actually, I don't know. I actually don't know what the success rate is. It is pretty scary though, having laser eye surgery. Supposedly, I think the success rate is like high, or maybe not super high, but like the chances of like you're ruining your eyesight is low. But there's always a chance, there's always a chance that something like an accident happens or whatever, and that you lose your eyesight forever. And it's like, that's just a scary thought, I don't know. As I thought about these things, my head spun around and around. Now let's not think about this too much. Don't worry about it. Sensei is totally not gaslighting us, pretending to be our childhood friend. Don't worry about it. What the hell were you thinking? As soon as I entered the classroom, Yukimaru yelled at me in an unusually irritated manner. It would cause a scene if you yell this loudly. However, it's still early in the morning, so it's just me, Yukimaru, and Nana right now. You didn't come home yesterday. Didn't contact anyone. Your phone's battery was dead. You know what a big ruckus you caused? Nana, myself, and your mother were out together looking for you. Why could you at least call me? What the heck do you think you're doing? Did you know there's been a lot of crazy stuff going on lately? Did you hear the rumors of a serial killer on the loose? Of all that going on, if your son didn't come home while calling you, how would you feel? Think about your mother's feelings a little bit. So that's the story. Because I didn't call my mom, they thought I had been involved in an incident and were searching for me. It's not really none of your business, though. Why do I call my parents every time I want to stay over? I don't know, because you're not an adult. You're like... anyway. Hey, you listening? We're doing this for your sake, Yukimaru is unusually harsh. Sheesh, this isn't like you at all. Nana was silently standing next to him. When her eyes met mine, I could feel her her piercing glare. I see. Well, that's how it is. That mother of mine put them up to this. Don't just stand there, say something, damn it! Yukimaru's clenched fist slams into my cheek. No, stop it, Yukimaru. This doesn't solve anything. Shut up, Nana. Stay out of this, I'm talking to this guy. Hey, what are you getting all worked up for? Chill out. Not slacking at all, Yukimaru forcefully grabbed me by the chest. It doesn't look like he has any intention to stop, and I guess I have no choice. I guess I'll save over here. I'll say I could be like, leave me alone, or like, shut up. Yeah, okay, I'll say this. Shut the heck up. I let my emotions get the better of me and punched Yukimaru in the face as hard as I could. Damn it, it's on now. I may be skinny and may not have any muscles at all, but I'm still a man, and a man's gotta do what he's gotta do. No, stop it, both of you, stop it now. What the hell do you guys know? You don't know anything, do you? This is my problem, it's none of your business. I raised my fist in the air to give him another sock to the noggin. I caught Yukimaru by surprise as he blown backwards. The already rows of desk collapsed with a great rattle. He's fucking dead? I'm that strong? Wow. Yukimaru was hung in the collapsed desk as if on a drying rack and stopped moving. This is what happens actually. You see it all the time in like movies and TV shows and anime. It's like just guys just beating each other up, like whatever. So like, one like really bad fall and someone could die. It's like you shouldn't really take it too lightly. People, especially guys, they like get into fights all the damn time, but like it's actually kind of dangerous. No matter how strong you are, if you accidentally like hit the wrong part of your head, you'll die or be paralyzed for life. And the person who did that, probably his life will be ruined as well. He'll go to prison and stuff like that. So anyway, yeah, Yukimaru hung on the collapsed desk as I'm trying to stop moving. Yukimaru? In a panic, Nana rushed over. No way, right? It's a lie. Answer me, Yuka. Nana had been cut off mid-sentence, and she too fell down on top of Yukimaru. Wait, who did that? What? Blood trickled down her head. What the hell is this? What happened? How did this happen? I turned around and looked behind me. Well, you've really done it now, Machan. You know, I had to use my assassination karate chop to the killer as well. Sensei coolly lifted the chair with both hands. Oh no, she uses a chair actually, just like in pro wrestling. Fresh blood dripped from the leg of the chair. Psycho-sensei did this to Nana? Don't worry. Sensei will help you out. There's nothing to worry about. Come on, let's clean this up before someone sees us. Horrifying words came out of Sensei's mouth. Gotta hide the dead bodies. I did as Sensei instructed and carried their bodies inside the car. My body was trembling with fear, but I had to obey. All this is because of what I've done. Sensei drove us so deep into the mountains. It was still bright outside, probably classes hasn't started yet. Sensei tore off their clothes and threw their phones and other personal belongings into a sack. Take off all their clothes and make sure that none of their belongings remain. I'll burn them later. Sensei then proceeded to destroy any traces of evidence. She lifted up a nearby rock and swung it as hard as she could at Nana's face. Smash the face in like this so there's no trace left, then no one will know who it belonged to. That way, it's harder for them to identify the corpse. Why does she know that? How could she act like she was used to it? I got a little afraid and trembled at the sight of Sensei's figure. What? Aren't you gonna stand there and watch? You're gonna help too. Even you say that. I'm frozen in fear when I think of the horrible things I'm about to do. Don't be naive. You killed them, no? So show some responsibility and see it through to the end. Sensei looked at me with sharp eyes, completely different from the gentle Sensei I knew. Alright. Interesting. Okay. Save the game. I can't do it. I'm a wuss. I guess. Irresponsible man. Irresponsible for the lives you take. It's the least we can do, isn't it? Fine then, I'll do it. You just stay there and watch. After telling me off coldly, Sensei picked up a shovel that was stuck nearby. She lifted it up high and swung it down into Yukimaru's face with great force. Poor thing. Poor Yukimaru-kun. He was such a good friend who was acting hot-headed out of worry for such an irresponsible man. Wonder how he feels now, betrayed by his dear friend. I watched in silence as the teacher covered up the evidence. I watched as Yukimaru and Nana's faces were crushed. I felt like throwing up. I felt like I shouldn't look away, even if I couldn't do it myself, but I couldn't bear looking at it. There's no way I can be okay with that. But you won't forgive me for that, right, Sensei? Suddenly I felt a shock to my head, and my vision turned red. Now you're still standing. You're sturdier than I thought. Sensei, why? Sensei had a shovel in her hand and was about to hit me one more time. I slowly backed away. Sensei, don't do this. Why me? I want to run away, but my legs wouldn't move as I commanded them to. Well, if I let you go, you never know when you might have a slip of the tongue. That makes sense, right? I'm sorry, this is where it ends. I won't say all the time we spent together was a lie. But it's your fault too for being so wishy-washy. I'm sure she's looking down at you too. As for your body, just leave it to me. Alright. Good. Well, that end. Letting others take care of your dirty laundry. You know, it is a bit selfish to let her do all the work, you know? So, I guess we die because of that. Also, she's very used to killing people. Smashing faces with a shovel. Does that? I don't know. I mean, isn't there like DNA testing? I feel like these days it's like there's a way to check DNA, right? DNA. I guess you would. I'm assuming the implication there, by the way, is that she's a serial killer. I guess, right? So, like, you burn the bodies as well. I mean, I think you still get DNA, maybe. And I think there's a way to check the teeth, right? As far as I know, I'm not sure. Like, check the bones. Well, anyway. Alright. Well, probably not a good idea, but what can we do? I guess we'll be an accomplice. You know, if we do crimes together, then we'll stay together, right? I lifted up a rock and slammed it as hard as I could to Yukimaru's face. Witnessing a tragedy like this, I'm once again reminded of the gravity of my sins. Every time I swung my arm down, what used to be my friend's face gets smashed and squished and, in the end, burned to ashes. Sorry. No, I shouldn't think like that. If I felt that way, then that means I wasn't doing it in self-defense. Now I'm an accomplice. Sensei and I have become demons. After the whole cover-up was over, I was sitting in the passenger seat of Sensei's car. I was covered in mud and blood, so I decided it wouldn't be a good idea to go home like this. First, I would take a shower at Sensei's house. I would get cleaned up quickly before anyone sees me like this. While I'm fidgeting, Sensei's driving a blank expression on her face. Her skill is extraordinary. How could she do this so callously and not feel anything? Was there a cruel side to Sensei that I didn't know anything about? What the hell happened to you while we were apart? Hey, Sensei, I couldn't help but ask you. Why are you doing this? Do you want to know why? It's because Sensei is a murderer. Huh? Oh, it just ends there. Okay. Criminal record. I was actually interested in seeing more, actually. But yeah, that kind of confirms it. That she has killed people before, and, well, the Sensei that we know might not be this, the same Sensei that we should know, I guess. That's how you say it. She's not. I don't think she's the the person that she says. I can't speak. She isn't who she appears to be. What I'm trying to say? Anyway. All right. We'll just say enough. Leave me alone. It'd be foolish to fight back. It's probably best to just leave this guy alone. Hey, what's all the fuss about? Hearing the commotion, Psycho came into the classroom. Sensei. So I take it you guys are having a fight? My, what a terrible bruise. Gee, such naughty boys. Metoru-kun, Yukimura-kun, later come to my office. I'll have a talk with each of you, one at a time. I thought this was the homeroom's teacher's job, not the assistant's. Both of you, this isn't a request, this is an order. If you don't come, I'll speak to your homeroom teacher to make sure you'll get a penalty. As a teaching assistant, this seems like a good learning experience for me. Were you fighting for my sake, the two of you? Thanks. Oh, and Nana-san, were you involved as well? But I didn't do anything. Yes, I can see that, but you're watching, right? I'll need you to tell me exactly what happened. Well then, I'll see you later, all three of you. Damn it. Psycho-sensei, you came at a bad time. As Sensei walked out of the classroom, Yukimura clucked his tongue. Cut it out already. Damn it. Why me? Now, don't get all coy with me, Nana-san. Can you tell me what's going on? I've got nothing to say in particular. Nana-san, it's okay. You can leave soon. But if we leave it like this, I won't be able to get to the truth of what happened, Okay, I'll talk. I don't really have any reason to refuse you. Well, thank you for understanding. Metoru didn't come home on Saturday, and because he didn't call his parents, they couldn't get in touch with him. All hell broke loose. That's why Yukimura and I went with his mother to look for him. Recently, there are incidents of headless corpses, There's a rumor that a serial killer is walking around. You know, right, Sensei? That must have been hard for you. No wonder you're worried. So when you came to school this morning, he was already in your classroom, right? Yeah. Can I go now? Yes, thanks a lot. You've been very helpful. After the conversation, Nana quickly stood up from her seat. That's right, Nana-san. There's one more thing I need to ask you. Okay. Yo, Psycho-sensei. Hello, Yukimura-kun. I believe this is the first time we've spoken in private. Oh, so you heard the details from Nana, right? Yeah, I heard. It must have been rough. Metro. Well, what does that guy think parents are? It infuriates me. He lost his father quite early on, so his mother is a single parent. That seems to be a constant, it seems like. So she raised them all by herself, and he doesn't know how tough that is. When children don't always know what their parents are going through, it's not until they're older they realize it. But that doesn't mean he can tell right from wrong. He's already a high school student, Yukimura-kun, you're so mature. You're making me blush. It's been dangerous recently. It's not safe for a kid to be out alone at night, so I'm sure his mother must have been very worried. Yeah, so I was super worried too. Yes, you're right, Yukimura-kun. You're a very kind person. Don't play dumb, Sensei. What do you mean, Yukimura-kun? You can't hide it from me. I know all about it. You thought no one noticed? The server tried to trick you. Ada, so that was it. Well then, have fun. Okay. Yukimaro left the room and I entered in its place. I wonder how the talk went. I can't read anything from his expression. I sat down across from Sensei. Well then, now it's Mechan's turn. Why'd you do that, Mechan? You shouldn't have hit someone, you understand? I'll never get mad at you, so you can always confide in Sensei. I might be able to help you, Mechan. I'm going to avoid, I'm going to change the conversation topic and can I come today too? Thanks, I appreciate the sentiment, but I'm sorry. I've got something I have to do tonight. So why don't we have dinner some other time? I'll be sure to make some time for you. What the heck? Normally Sensei would ask me out herself, but for some reason I was turned down. I headed home feeling depressed. When I get home, I'll probably get scolded by my mom. What a pain. And there's nothing interesting at home anyway, is there? I'll just hole up my room and read the rest of my light novels. I mean, what else can I do? Speaking of which, what was Sensei up to? I'm sure the training assistants have a huge pile of homework to go through. Even now, she must be working so hard to make her dream becoming a teacher come true. It seems I can't do anything to support her. Sensei, until your dream comes true, wouldn't it be better for me to stay by your side? It's a memory from the distant past. There's a field of sunflowers near my house. When I grow up, I want to be a teacher. I want to teach lots of stuff to lots of kids. Teaching isn't just about studying lessons. It's also about how to think and how to live. It's not easy. When people lose their way, I hope I could find them. I hope I could find them. I keep saying that wrong. I hope I could help them find their way again. Both kids who are good at study and those who aren't. I want to protect everyone. I want to save everyone. The sunlight reflects off One-chan's glasses. How was it? Must be silly, right? A kid like me spouting off all these grand ideals. I don't even know if I can make this happen. Humans are so tiny and they die out so quickly. There may come a day when no matter how hard you work to achieve something, it'll be for nothing. So sometimes I ask myself what it is that I'm even doing. Psycho One-chan took out a large cube from her pocket. What's this? I tilted my head curiously as Psycho One-chan giggled and smiled. Did you know? The top and bottom sides of a die always add up to 7. You know, a long time ago in some faraway country, 2 prisoners on death row were making a bet for a chance to escape. You roll the dice and whoever gets the biggest roll wins, and the loser becomes the bait to let the winner escape. One was an ordinary single man, the other was a father with a wife and child waiting at home. Which one do you think should win, Mechan? It was a difficult question for me as a child. How did I answer back then? As a mere human, I think it'd be arrogant to pick a side. Why did humans become so proud as they be able to put a value in life? Actually, there's no continuation in that story. Maybe in the future it might be made. She was like no other person. Well, yeah, that was the same story that Sensei, told us. Under the deep blue starry sky, illuminated by twinkling stars, was a girl talking with another girl. Came here again. You haven't learned your lesson, I see. What, the way you say that? Do you hate me or something? No, I had no ill will, because I'm not one to judge anyone based on their intentions alone. Just like you. What do you mean? I meant what I meant. I'm just killing time here. I didn't want to see anyone, so I came here at this hour. Then you must forgive me since I'm here. Seems so. Well, you making fun of me? You're so cheeky, like a kid. Ayame-san, I also feel jealous of you. I don't mind, I get that a lot. I can't go on like this. I have to find someone to look down on to make myself feel better. Pitiful girl. How cruel. I wish you'd think of a nicer way to put that. But still, you persistently come to this place. Why? You're not here just to see me, are you? Because it seems like you hate me. Is it because you want me to affirm your actions? Because if you got a pat on the back from a cold, cruel me, it'll make you feel better about yourself, right? That wasn't my intention. I'm not going to comfort you. I'm unfortunately not the kind person that you seem to think I am. Actually, you learn more if you play the prequel, Men Heraplesia. Anyway. You and that person. I want to curse you both. You poor thing. You're so full of doubt that you can't trust anyone, can you? Go ahead and try it. Curse me to death. I don't care who, but if anyone tries to look down on me, I'll drag them down to the same hell as I am. I'll drag them down to the same hell as me. If I'm the only one who's going to be ruined, then it's better for anyone to be unhappy. Oh, that being the case, then I guess there's no point in furthering this conversation. All the words I've said to you were not able to reach your ears. I suppose you'll find out. And you'll regret it. The misfortune you wish on someone else will become the very same misfortune that befalls you. Well, ironic that she's saying that, Daffodil. Well, the die has been cast. It's dropped on the floor. It's turned to blood. It's time for blood. It's time for bloody blood. It's been a while since then. Sensei and I became more and more intimately involved. They were fulfilling days like I have never experienced before. I've put my childish days behind me. Sexual desire, pleasures of the flesh. I'm in the world of adults now. I can drink beer now. Or something like that. I don't know. Ever since that day, Yukimaru and Nana stopped coming to school. I guess they got scared of angering Sensei or something. But I didn't care about that. Who cares? Who fucking cares? Who effing cares? I don't need anything but Sensei. Other than our mutual love, nothing else matters. I have a date with Sensei today. The same as that night. A festival night. How many such festival nights have we spent together since then? Sensei is as beautiful as she ever was. Having enjoyed the festival, we sat down on the bench to rest. What's been bothering you, Mei-chan? You've been a little down lately. What's troubling you? Is it something you can't even tell me about? Maybe you feel a little bit better after you talk to me. I'll listen to anything you have to say, I'm a proper teacher after all, eh? Oh, I see. It's about Yukimaru-kun and Nana-san, right? Mei-chan, you had a flashy fight with Yukimaru-kun back then, didn't you? I was worried too, so I paid a visit to their places and both of them seemed fine to me. Look, here, take a look at this. Sensei smiled happily and took out a colorful tortoise shell candy from the plastic bag dangling from her arm. I bought some souvenirs at the stall just now. I'm sure those two will love them. Sensei is so kind. Why did those two even come to mind at a time like this? I came all this way to have a date with Sensei. Sensei is too kind to everyone. Better just leave those guys alone. And never interact with them ever again. If Sensei and I embrace each other while naked on the bed of the Love Hotel. Still illegal. I feel like I'm being consumed by segs. By all of the segs. Since I got together with Sensei. I wonder if this is what an adult relationship looks like. Every time we embrace each other, my head feels like it's about to boil. And be together with me will definitely make you happy. My head starts to feel fuzzy from our shared body heat. Hey Mei-chan, do you like Sensei? I'm your #1 fan. Of course. Mochiro? Is it Mochiro? I don't know, I can't remember. Anyway. I see, that's good. What part of me do you like? If I don't know, it made me quite nervous. Because no matter how much you love me right now. Sensei puts her hand on my cheek. If you knew the real me, you'd hate me. A bad feeling wells up inside me. I had a hunch this person was. Okay, well, yeah, it's kind of like revealed, like this very quietly, but you're not psycho, are you? I mean, we kind of knew this already, but definitely a lot of hints dropped that this is not psycho. At least the psycho that not Yukimaru, that Metoro knew, when he was a kid. Yes. Since when you have been aware of this? Sensei moved her mouth strangely as though half joking. I want you to tell me it's not true. I wanted it to be a lie. How good it would have been if this was a lie. I've been pretending to be psycho, but I'm not psycho. I'm a different person. Someone else. Stop it. Don't give me that look. Tell me you're lying, sensei. But now I'm living as Psycho, so I accepted the position of teacher in her stead. I won't believe it. I can't believe it. Sensei, you're lying, right? It's true. I've erased Psycho and put myself in her place. I'm the imposter, you see. I was the imposter among us all along, Metaro. I wanted to be like Psycho. I wanted to be reborn and live Psycho's life. I want you to marry me so I can truly become Psycho. To become so much like the genuine article that even she'd have to admit defeat. Psycho's life has always been perfect. She's pretty, capable, rich, and even had a cute lover like you. I put in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to emulate that woman's perfection, you know. Although it was a short time, I was so fulfilled and happy. Don't make such a face. It's hard on me too. I truly love you from the bottom of my heart, Mei-chan. This feeling isn't a lie. Sensei is a bad person. There are a lot of faces of Sensei that you haven't seen. There are lots of terrible things I've done that can't be spoken about. Even so, will you still think upon me fondly? Sure. Even if she's an imposter, why not, maybe the fake can be just as good as the real thing, right? Is that how it works? I love you, Sensei. Daisuki. But even if Sensei is an imposter and a criminal, even if she was a vicious murderer who killed Psycho and Nei-chan, even so, with both my arms, I embrace Sensei's body as hard as I can. Mei-chan, I'm not letting go of this hand again. I decided, even if Sensei is an imposter, I don't mind. Thank you for choosing Sensei, because the feelings I have for her are real. A few years later, Mei-chan's child, our child, was born safe and sound, and now I'm taking good care of him. He's growing up so fast. Kinda looks like you, Mei-chan. He's showing interest in books with cute girls in them. I wonder if his personality will be just like yours. He'll always be a loser. He'll also be a loser nerd like you. Thank you, Mei-chan. I'm so grateful to you. Right now, you're a faceless corpse, hidden somewhere in the mountains behind the city. Well, you really had to do... By the way, your friends are there with you. Oh, well, that confirms it. And by the way, I've also killed your friends. In a place that only I know the existence of. Thanks to you, I was able to achieve something that was precious to me. I always thought once you lost something, you could never get it back. But I was wrong. I guess back then, I simply given up on my future. I'm definitely gonna be happy. It's okay if I'm not perfect like her. In my own way, I'll become a mother who can protect this warmth. I took my baby's hand and walked away with a smile. Really had to kill us too, huh? Bad ending. Memorial service. With the aborted fetus. Well, she'll take care of that baby, I guess, as a serial killer single mother, It's hard to be a serial killer and a single mother. Well, Sensei, we can't stay together anymore, It's not you, it's me. I couldn't answer Sensei's feelings. There's no way. You killed the person I loved. Did she admit that? I can't remember if she actually did say that, but, again, it was, I think, it was kind of obvious at this point. But yeah, she was the one that killed that woman in the very beginning. Beheaded her, I guess, and burned her and everything, burned her body. And now pretending to be her. How did she do that? I guess she also stole her bank cards. Is that how it works? You know what they say about identity theft. Is that how it works? Literally, someone kills you and then looks like you and then takes your credit cards and suddenly they have your money. I guess is that how it works? I don't know. You killed the person I loved. You pretended to be them to get close to me. It's okay. I understand. Mei-chan, I know I did something unforgivable. Tomorrow I will go to the police to atone for my sins. Not that they will forgive me. So I have one last favor to ask of you, Mei-chan. Can you at least stay with me like this until tomorrow morning? Unsure of what to do, I nodded and gently took her hand in mine. This is the end. This is the last time I'll go out with Sensei. And this is the last time we spent together with each other. I got a little sad when I think about it. When I think back on the time we spent together, my heart aches. Is Sensei asleep already? A single tear fell from her closed eyes. Starting tomorrow, I won't be able to hold Sensei's hands or touch her body, nor will I be able to hear her voice. We won't see each other. Probably never again, forever. When morning comes, the two of us will. Ding dong! From somewhere I hear a station chime. This love hotel was close to a subway station, wasn't it? Is it morning already? At last morning has come. Sensei. Sensei wasn't by my side. Did she wake up already? No, did she leave already? You won't even say goodbye to me? Why? I can't let you go without at least a final farewell. When I listened carefully, the sound of dripping water seemed to be coming from the bathroom. Sensei? I had a very bad feeling about this. I rushed to the bathroom. Sensei! I forcefully opened the bathroom door. I gently opened the door. It's a lot of blood. What does that say? Welcome to the world of... obviously it's censored, but like, what would it say? Like, adults, maybe? Why is it censored? That's what I'm wondering. Why is it even censored in the first place, considering what the scene that we're seeing in front of us? But anyway. Well. There you go. Interesting image. That's why she killed us with a shovel. There you go. She really was the imposter among us. How's that work? Because in every route there's a psycho, but like she technically isn't the true psycho, but she is. So like she's the imposter psycho, but actually is a psycho. I don't know. Of the route anyway. Very similar. It seems like there's some like parallels you can draw from the previous game, but this psycho definitely was like the serial killer one, right? It seems like she's been killing a lot of people, actually. I'm not sure how many she's been killing, but it seems like she killed a lot of people. And I think the reason why is because the original psycho that, the one that wanted to become a teacher, there's too many psychos, but the serial killer psycho killed the teacher psycho because she was jealous, basically, right? She was like, oh, she has everything and I don't have anything. So she killed her and took her place. And I think maybe, eventually... I was wondering how she even knew about Metro, but like, maybe, I guess we'll see, but like, I guess she did fall in love with Metro, as it turns out, despite killing a lot of people. I don't know. I guess even serial killers can, can fall in love, but anyway. Psycho. It wasn't until I got to college that I met her. She also wanted to be a teacher just like me. Okay, this is the perspective of our psycho. She was both my first rival and a friend I had in my whole life. The woman called Psycho was truly perfect. Kasane, let's work hard together. We'll definitely become teachers together. She had a keen mind, a great personality, and was loved by everyone. Kasane, if you ever have any problems, be sure to talk to me. I'll definitely help you. She was good with words too, and never got tired of being with me. Kasane, if you're ever in trouble, I'll always reach out my hand to you. She had good grades, a promising future, and she was just perfect in every way. I love you, Kasane. Let's be together forever. She was so close to me that I was always comparing myself to her. That's why I always felt a sense of inferiority. She had a boy she loved back in her hometown. She had promised him she would come back as a teacher to teach him properly. She often told me stories about those old times. Kasane? Every time I heard her tell one of those stories, I knew that she'd been blessed from birth. She was dearly loved by those around her when she was growing up. Psycho, you don't understand at all how I feel. She's had it all since she was born. In comparison, I was born into a poor family and lived a miserable life in a pigsty-like house. I grew up despised by my parents, with no one to support or encourage me. That's how I lived my life, and by the time I grew up, I didn't have a single ounce of confidence. I didn't want to die, but I didn't know if I wanted to live either. But I had started to have stupid thoughts. If I could die, I should get it over with quickly. I'm an ordinary person. I'm not unique in any way. I'm not better than anyone else, completely average. No, below average might be a better way to put it. I might be a person with no merit or worth. Yes, I don't understand. At that moment, she was staring right into my eyes, a serious expression on her face. Whether I understand or not isn't that important. I don't think it's such a big problem. You always said things I didn't understand. But what's important is that I care about you, and my heart truly desires to help you. You've noticed the inferiority complex I have, haven't you? You knew all about it anyway, didn't you? And that there was just a little part of me that wanted to kill you. Deep in my heart, I've always wished for your ruin. I don't want to see Kasane's pained face anymore. You've been through a lot, haven't you? Because you looked down on me like that. At some point, I gave up on the idea of becoming a teacher. No matter what I did, I was always second to her. It was always her who stood out. I was the one who stood under her shade unnoticed. I didn't set out to be a teacher just to be miserable like this. What are you talking about? You said we're going to be teachers together. Why suddenly? If it's your dream, why don't you chase it by yourself? I'm getting off this stage. Kasane, leave me alone. After I parted with her and quit school, I debuted in nightlife work. At first, all I wanted was to make money I needed to survive. Still, I was satisfied because I made enough money just using my body. I received words of gratitude and large sums of money from men. It's against public opinion, but somehow, it makes me feel like I've done something productive. You gotta make money somehow. You gotta pay the bills somehow. Even though I'm like this, even though I'm doing this, I'm making someone somewhere smile and they need me. How funny. What a wonderful line of work. I even thought that maybe this is my calling. Maybe finding my worth was easier than I thought. It's so comforting to have someone who affirms you. Hasane. Well, look at my fallen self, she said. If this is just to satisfy your need of approval, you better wash yourself off quickly. Are you okay with this, Kasane? Or do you think you just spend the rest of your life here like this? I hadn't thought about it, because I don't want to live. Come back quickly, please, Kasane, before it's too late. She held my hand as if in prayer. Or is it too late for that? What do you mean? Kasane. What the hell are you talking about? Why did you hear this? I have a baby in here. Is that so? Congratulations. I've become a mother, isn't that awesome? See? I became an adult faster than you. At last I beat you. I felt so proud. I've never been able to compete with Psycho in even one area, but now I'm first. First. I was elated, but my hopes were prematurely dashed. Along with blood, something precious to me flowed away. It was so sudden I didn't know what was going on. But just that was enough to break my heart. I cried and cried over the loss of my child. I stood on the precipice of death. Psycho returned to her hometown for an educational internship. Everything was going well for her. It's so frustrating. It's so unfair. I'll never recognize you. Kasane, what's the meaning of this? A wire is coiled around Psycho's throat. So that's why she knows how to use that. He showed no sign of fear with a calm attitude. I'll kill you and go back to your hometown, your place. And then I'm gonna steal the man you love. NTR, I guess. I want that man to give me back my baby that's got taken away from me. What's so funny? You're an idiot, Kasane. How are you gonna replace me? Huh? It's hopeless for you. There's no way you can mimic me. What are you saying? You really think you play my role when you're such a failure in life? Annoyed by her provocative words, I struck her with my fist. That's right. I'm a failure anyway, so I'm gonna take your life and start over. I'm the only one who's unhappy. Don't you think that's too cruel? You think so too, don't you, Psycho? It seems so. Then you're gonna have to play my role it seems so. They have to play my role perfectly. Until the day you die. Well, good luck with that. Don't waste your time uttering that crap. Go fuck yourself, Psychos. Don't laugh. I feel relieved when I see the weak. How great it is that I'm not like them. I've always wanted to see your face like that. Wounded and battered and miserable and dirty. Shut up. I'm battered and miserable and dirty, and this person seems so happy about it. How could she afford to act like this when she's about to get killed? I'm gonna start all over. Definitely. A woman of the same age, born on the same planet with the same dream. We're supposed to be similar. It's just that we were born and raised differently. Where's the difference between us? Why am I the only one who's unhappy? Seeing her happy face makes me want to kill her. It makes me want to mess up their happiness and destroy it, and make her suffer the same things I did. I've always been jealous of you. I've always hated you, that's all. Eventually, she stopped moving. A drop of water fell on her cheek. I realized the water was spilling from my eyes. I made up my mind. I will live on as an imposter in her place. Hey, it's a... Anyway. They use the word. They use the word. There you go. That's how everything began, I guess. Even Psycho, you know, the original Psycho, seemed to be a little bit unhinged there at the end too. He's like, you know, she totally admitted that actually. She's like, ha! Even if you kill me, I still win. You know, you didn't win. There you go. Oh, password. It is clear password 2. Mamma mia. It's always so funny how they play inspirational music, by the way, at the end of all these epilogues, but like it's clearly not inspirational at all. It's usually horrifying, you know? And like depressing and violent. Anyway. And there you go. That's the story of Imposter Psycho, I guess. Yeah. Stole a life. Quite literally. In many ways, actually. She did a lot. There you go. That's the full story of the serial killer imposter Psycho. You know? She still kills us at the end. You know, it's funny, like, I don't know. Like I feel like, I mean, there's a lot of things, but I guess part of it as well is her, like, her baby, right? She's really obsessed with having a baby as well, you know, because that's like, you know, in a way, I mean, especially, I'm assuming in traditional cultures, you know, being a mother is like a sign of success, right? Is the idea. So she's obsessed with that too. And it's funny how, like, you know, some of the scenes you make it like she's sympathetic, but like she's kind of not. She's like killing a lot of people. I don't know. I feel the same way as the well, spoilers, I guess, if you didn't, you know, play the prequel, but you know, let's just say there's a route in the previous game that's kind of similar as well. But yeah, but she's like a full-on just serial killer. Like, I don't know if it can be all that sympathetic for her, I guess. I guess a little bit, but for the most part, she just murdered a lot of people. I wonder how many people did she murder, you know? Beyond just Yukimoto and Nana, I guess, canonically, I think she's killed them. Apparently, I don't know, I think it was mentioned like there was other victims, but maybe not. It was said that was rumors. So maybe not. Maybe it was only technically the original Psycho that died, and Kasane, you know, her real name, she only killed like Psycho, and that it was like, you know, that was the rumor, I guess, that was mentioned. But yeah, I mean that's kind of what she did. She took a life and pretended to be Psycho and everything. Kind of worked out, sort of, but like she continued killing. Like, I don't know, kind of. I mean, a psychopath, but like that's kind of the whole point of the game, I guess. So it makes sense. Interesting. I don't know. There is definitely a variety here. You know, you know, just looking back at all the different Psycho Chans, you know, her character definitely is unique too because she wasn't originally a psycho. You know, she wasn't originally Psycho Chan. I guess he was actually a different person, but she took on the role. You know, in a way, it's kind of like Batman. You know, it's kind of like it's not who's wearing the mask that matters, is that it's about the mask itself, I guess, or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, I guess at the beginning so many things, but like, I guess in the beginning, you know, it's like a kind of cliche actually, but in the beginning, yeah, she was just pretending to be Psycho, and like, she didn't really like Netero, really. She was just making it up at the end, but I guess by the end, she might have had feelings for him. I don't know. but maybe not. You know, maybe that, you know, learning about her like past as well. You know, maybe that's also why she was so seductive. I guess is the idea, because she has experience. But anyway, but there you go. The Psycho that was the imposter among us. Wow, amazing. But yeah, there's only one more route to go, so I guess we'll do that one next. It's this girl, I think, the one with the purple hair. I wonder what she's up to. You know, she looks very innocent, right? I wonder what's gonna happen. You know, we never had. I feel like we never actually had like a classic yandere story yet. You know, it's like this psycho was just really after a girlfriend. This psycho was just she just was obsessed with like being a victim. This psycho over here that was a YouTuber. This psycho wasn't even real from the beginning, and this psycho was a fake. It's not like there's I feel like there's no classic yandere plotline. You know, I wonder maybe number one will be, maybe not. I don't know. That's just my expectation, to be honest, but I'm not sure. I guess we'll see.